Hi, I'm Becky,
I'm Naomi,
and I'm a doctor in general practice, a GP.
and I'm a doctor in sexual health.
So we're going to talk to you today about periods because we've had loads of questions coming in on periods. But what's really important, I think, is to start at the beginning. What is a period?
So a period is a normal phase that a woman's body will go through. What the body's doing is preparing the endometrium, which is the lining of the womb, for a baby. But in the majority of cases, we don't get pregnant every month. So we shed the lining, which would be there to support the baby as a period, a menstrual period.
So that lining comes down each month because we're not using it
Exactly.
for a pregnancy.
So this is, if we cut a lady in half, this is your uterus, these are your ovaries and your fallopian tubes, and this is the lining we're talking about. So it basically builds up during your cycle, and then first day of your menstrual period, this will start shedding.
So what's the average age is 12, is that right?
It
Come
is.
on your period.
But any age from the age of 8 to 16 is actually classed as normal.
And the cycle length is anything from around 21 to 40 days.
It is.
And when we're younger, our periods are more chaotic, aren't they?
Yeah.
And it's the same when we're older towards menopause. But youngsters with irregular periods, that's normal.
Yeah.
And the cycle length can vary.
And we can also get pregnant whether our periods are regular or irregular.
Yeah.
So that's really important to know.
And there were quite a few questions about, can you get pregnant on your period?
The answer is yes. Obviously, if we're talking about risk, it's less likely, but it's definitely not something that we'd ever advise.
If you're not planning a pregnancy, you need to use contraception, don't you? Whichever stage of your cycle that you're in.
Yeah. We had a few questions as well about what a normal period was. So it can last from anywhere between 3 to 8 days because women shed a different amount of blood.
And the blood's a different colour, isn't
Yeah.
it? So girls can panic that it looks a bit odd. But when you're on your heaviest part of your period, it's blood red.
Yeah.
And then a few days later, as your period starts to get lighter, it can become pinky, blacky, browny in colour. Normal.
And
All
that's just
normal.
because the blood is altered. So it's been hanging around for a bit longer, and that's why it changes colour.
Yeah. So what about mopping up all this blood? 11,000 sanitary products is what the average one woman gets through in her period career throughout her life.
Yeah.
So that's pretty alarming. 4.6 million sanitary products are flushed down the toilet in the UK every day, just in the UK. So they end up in our waterways, on our beaches. They should never go down the toilet, in the bin, if you have to use them, and we'll come to that in a minute. 500 years.
So that stands for how long it takes for these sanitary products to biodegrade, because the majority of them are made out of plastic.
So we have other ways and means of collecting this blood without harming the environment. One way is the menstrual cup. In 2 years, you could get through 528 pads and Tampax for your periods. In that same time, you'd only need to use one menstrual cup. Even girls on their heaviest periods, you'd be amazed, you'd be unlikely to overflow the cup more than once. Most girls on normal flow periods, this will do them for the day easy. It's washable, it's environmentally friendly, so think about that one.
What are these?
Well, these slinky little numbers are called period pants. Now they come in all shapes and sizes, and they catch different quantities of blood in your period, which is obviously caught in this kind of gusset area. If you continue modelling it for me,
sorry,
Naomi,
yes,
thank you
it
so
took
much.
over.
And they're washed on a normal cycle. And it's really good, you know, if you've got a busy day at work or at school, like you were saying, you know, if you're going to bed and you don't want to bleed down the side of your sanitary towel, we've all had that, and you end up waking up with blood all over your pyjama bottoms. These are really quite effective, and you're saving the planet. What's not to love?
And they can hold up to 3 tampons worth of blood depending on the type of pants that they are. So again, you know, they're incredibly effective even for
Heavy periods.
all day, all night.
Yeah. So that's our brief little chat on periods. Key is to own your period, understand your period and what's normal for you, and try and be environmental. Really important.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you.